YouTube, it is I, Sakarma, here again with another edition of Total Brohammer, a little 1v1 action. I myself am heading the Greenskins with Wurrzag against the followers of Nagash and Arkan the Black, the new and unimproved Arkan the Black, the new and deproved Arkan the Black, headed by Gojira, everyone's favorite 12-year-old gamer. So this is this is the new look Greenskins with their new Wah, and Wurrzag with his new abilities. Well, basically just Wah, that is pretty good, and his permanent buff of 6% resistance to everyone around him. So Wurrzag is a great lord, very cost effective, very cost effective. And this is normally a very tough battle for Greenskins, but I think that with the new buffs they've got, and the debuffs to the Tomb Kings, however slight they are, I think will end up helping the Greenskins. So I brought a front line of Biggins, or at least helping them, have a more competitive chance in this match. Because I think this match before, if you really wanted to go cancerous, I think the Tomb Kings could just steamroll Greenskins, because Greenskins do struggle with large, and especially armored large, heavily armored large like they have, and then of course Death Magic is another thing that Greenskins struggle with, and mobility. There's a lot of things that the Tomb Kings can bring that can just cause absolute nightmares for the Greenskins. But anyway, so what did I bring? I brought Orc Biggins, Savage Orcs, 8-peak Loonies, a couple more Savage Orcs, and they'll just do well because there's not a lot of armor on this side. Orc Biggins. I think Black Orcs are a waste just because they'll, there's not a whole lot that's armored on their side that I want to fight other than Ushabti, and even then Ushabti will trade pretty well with Black Orcs, so it's not really worth it for me. On the flanks, I've got one Orc Boy Biggins on this side, another one on this side, and then I have the Forest Goblin Spider Riders on either flank, again trying to get on these fucking Ushabti Greatbow, who again, that's another reason I didn't bring Black Orcs, because they would have decimated them before they even got into the fight. Then I've got a Goblin Big Boss here to help out Wurrzag, and then the Goblin Firing Squad of Rusty Arrows alongside a Night Goblin Archer, and then I just have a couple of Goblins to help mix things up. Meanwhile, Gojira here has brought two Ushabti Greatbow, not Chosen of the Gods, just two of them. One Skeleton Warrior in the front, a couple of Spearmen on either flank, Tomb Guard, Kepler Guard, Tomb Guard in the core, and then a couple of Tomb Scorpions, which are a very good unit, and a Hero Titan, and then of course Arkan the Black, but Arkan the Black, who's a little bit worse than he used to be. So he did bring Soul Blight. He did not bring Fate of Buna, I don't think, because we kind of don't like bringing Fate of Buna. He brought Purple Son of Xeros, which is fine. Purple Son of Xerox, I like to call it. Yeah, so he brought Spirit Leech, a lot of good utility of Death Magic. Even without Fate of Buna, we kind of make a point to not bring Fate of Buna. I think everyone on multiplayer should not bring Fate of Buna. It's just a bad spell. It makes things less fun. I mean, if you want to win, sure, do it, whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, if you want to make the multiplayer community a better place, don't bring Fate of Buna. It's just boring. It's just boring. But his Tomb Blade of Arkan was replaced with healing instead with skeleton unit summoning, so that's pretty. I mean, it's a debuff, it's a nerf because it was too good before, but with the skeleton summoning, it's definitely not gonna make him terrible. And then of course he has that stupid Liber Mortis or whatever. It gets like 44 physical resistance, which is silly, but what can you do? So let's get the battle started. Out of the way. It's a goodie, guys. I promise. It gets real close. It's a goodie. So I'm cutting around their flanks again, trying to pressure on put pressure on these stupid fucking Ushabti Greatbow, because they're just so devastating. And if I let them fire the whole game, they'll kill everything. That's why I have my units so staggered as well, so they can't just fire to a giant mob, which you'll often see with the Greenskins. So I'm pushing up hard on them, hard in the motherfucking paint. They've decimated this one Orc Biggin, but what can I do? I'm trying to catch some charges on here. I don't know why this happens. I'm pretty sure I sent everyone around, but they all get bunched up, which is not good, as you'll see in a second. I don't know why they're all coming straight out here. I think I had them profiting after the Ushabti Greatbow. It might have been my mistake. But yeah, they all get stuck up here, which is not a good move, not a good look for me at all. I should have put them around. He gets these Scorpions in here, but I've cast Wall, which is going to do well for us. I'm going to get these guys again. I'm trying to path over and tie up his units while I circle around with these Orc Boys, these Orc Boar Boys, especially the Broken Test Mob. He gets a Purple Son of Xerox in here, and it's going to do a ton of damage, but it's mainly killing Savage Orcs and Goblins, which isn't the end of the world, although it did do a good bit of damage to 2 Savage Orcs, but not the end of the world. Not a lot of Biggins in there, so that's fine with me. I am shooting at these Tomb Scorpions, but they're just decimating what remains of my infantry. Meanwhile, in the back here, we were able to get on Arkan. We were able to get on his Ushabti Greatbow with anti-large cav, but of course, oh, that was a good charge actually. I was going to say that was pretty lackluster, but that was a very good charge. But he does summon up these Spearmen, because that's what Arkan can do, and he gets us mucked up, and yeah, it's not looking great. It's definitely not a good start for us here. I am able to corner this Scorpion and do some good damage with Wurrzag, who's no joke in melee. And then this other one we're firing at with the rusty arrows, and these guys are gonna fight forever. But we are aggressively trying to kill this guy. I think I probably popped a couple abilities. I will pop something here. Who knows what? But yeah, we're just trying to kill these great bow, trying to get rid of them, trying to make them crumble. But it's just not working. Yeah, here we go here, trying to get rid of this Tomb Scorpion. That's huge. These guys are, causing poison, fighting everywhere. We're pushing hard on this flank with 2 Orc Biggins, which is good for us. Luckily, Gojira's not been able to get into our back flank, or at least not aggressively path after it, which is good for us. He's too busy microing elsewhere, I guess. These Broken Test Mob have been caught in. I'm trying to pull them out, but they keep getting pulled back in due to the Summon Skeleton Spearmen. The Summons, rather. Over here, we're doing some good damage with these archers. We got the Savage Horse coming back. We have these guys, the Biggins, coming back. And we're just doing good damage on these guys. I mean, the problem with fighting Greenskins, especially if you bring like Purple Son of Xerox, is that, or sorry, fighting Tomb Kings, you kind of have to mob out around them. There's no other way to kill their constructs unless you use your archers. But even then, they can counter snipe your archers, especially with Chosen of the Gods. So you're forced to rush, you're forced to mob, but as you mob, they can cast Purple Sun and just, as you saw, wipe out my units. Meanwhile, speaking of units, I've forgotten these guys in the back, but I'm sure I'll reactivate them at some point. We did get some good damage on Arkin, but of course he will heal as the game goes on. With those 2 heals that will pop when all the units are dead. We've lost the Broken Test Mob, but I'm sure they'll come back. These guys are coming in to do some charges, get some poison done. This little mob, there's a lot of Biggins in here, but they're not the greatest units, even though they are fighting large targets. It's Warhammer 2, guys. Monsters are the way the meta works. I'm gonna get these Orc Boy Biggins to do a nice charge on this Tomb Scorpion, do a little bit of damage. I mean, that was such a really flaccid charge, or maybe I'm pathing them after these Chosen, the Ushabti Greatbow. And they do a good bit of damage there, a little bit, not great, but they'll win that fight in prolonged engagement. Meanwhile, Gojira is sending his Skeleton Spearman after the Goblin Spider Riders, which is fine by me, as I take out his Ushabti Greatbow. In this match, in this giant batch of violence, we have Wurrzag here, telling everyone to get going. And then we pin Arkin, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, if we could just push through these guys. But the Kepler Guardage, I don't know what I guess their mass is just super high, because I just can't get through. And by the time we're ready to get to him, he's already free from the effigy to get. Because a couple of charges from them would have been devastating. He casts another Purple Son of Xerox, killing some Orc Biggins. Again, not a whole lot I can do about that. I have to mob up to kill those guys. Of course, he gets his Ushabti it's a summoned Ushabti in the back of our lines, which is ridiculous. They can just summon them everywhere. Why that's still in the game, CA, I don't know. Just a quick aside. You should not be able to summon Ushabti wherever you want. That's ridiculous. It should be like in your deployment zone or something. I don't know. Because it's like, what if I have a artillery piece way back here, and I've been able to position it and put the pressure on you guys and be able to protect it? I should be rewarded for that. It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, you know how you plan your battle strategy around leaving artillery in the back. Yeah, I can just summon up a 1,000 gold construct unit in the back with tons of armor and tons of armor piercing that you can't really stop with anything other than anti-large cav or a giant single entity model. So kind of a silly mechanic, especially considering Tomb Kings don't need it. I don't think they need it at all. I mean, keep it if you want, but it should be in your deployment zone. Tomb Kings are already really good anyways. What can you do? Anyways, we're getting on Arkin over here. We're doing a lot of damage, but he is being slippery. We are getting some charges with our Orc Boy Biggins, doing some good damage on these large units. But of course, it is Tomb Kings, so they will be able to fight forever. He summons up these Skeleton Warriors, which are going to help muck things up and do some damage, because these guys don't have the greatest armor value. At least the Orc Boy Biggins do. The Regiments are renowned, the Broken Test Mob, but the Orc Boy Biggins only have like 50 armor or something. Yeah, 60, so not the greatest. So they'll actually take some damage from those Spearmen. We were able to reactivate these Biggins to prevent these Ushabti from getting onto our Rusty Arrows, and then we're going to turn the Rusty Arrows and quickly kill these guys, and that's going to be a huge pickup for us, as you'll see later in the game. Meanwhile, this blob, even though it looked good for me for a little bit, the constructs are just too powerful. They're just killing everything. Everything's starting to flee, and even though I have a lot of RNT large units in here, and they should be able to beat them, I mean, it's Constructaville, In Constructaville, the mayor is Mr. Tomb, and we are but the lowly sewer workers, the Greenskins. I guess that befits our station, being, mushroom people. But yeah, we're rising up, guys. The 99% has come to fight. We're coming to take down the top 1%, Mr. Tomb and his merry band of mummies. But yeah, look at this guy's posture. That can't be comfortable. Anyways, so we're stabbing him. He's gonna Hand of the God. Wurrzag does a lot of damage. Very, very good spell. Over here, I have my firing squad online. We are getting some good charges into him. I think I have... Oh, he's laser beaming. He's eye laser beaming them. So funky animations. But yeah, we're trying to get rid of this guy. But there's not a whole lot we can do. He's very tough, and it's looking like a Greenskin loss at this point. There's not a lot I have left. He's got Tomb Scorpion here. He's got a ton of infantry units. Some of these guys will disappear, like the Skeleton Warriors, but he's got the Kepler Guard, who will heal. And he's got the Skeleton Warriors at 90 models. It's a lot, so I have to start pulling these guys back. And yeah, and he's got his Hero Titan over here. Good thing about the Hero Titan is it's slow, though, and they have to chase my Rusty Arrows. He's going to try and get this Tomb Scorpion to die, which is obviously very important for him. He's going to try and get this Tomb Scorpion to kill my archers, which is obviously huge for him, but he gets him a little out, and Wurrzag gets a nice fat charge on him. I think I cast something here. I don't know, I thought I cast something, but I get his Tomb Scorpion out here, and I get some good damage on it. He's away from his support. He brings Arkan in here, but this is not a fight that Arkan's going to excel in, so we're doing a lot of damage. He does cast a Libra Mortis, but at that point I'm like, okay, time to get out of here, even though I have Here We Go going. And I cast Here We Go just to increase our melee attack, and then I make a nice little charge in here. Oh, a huge hit, and we're just trying to, again, target this Tomb Scorpion. If we hear this Tomb Scorpion, that's a huge pickup for us. And we do manage to get rid of it, even though there's a cool little flip over there. Okay, so now things are looking okay for us, because we now have the mobility advantage. Without the Tomb Scorpion, they can't bring Arkan out too much, because these guys can easily kill him. So he has to keep Arkan near his Hero Titan and his and his infantry, but if he does that for too long, we'll get my archers online and we'll, melt them. So it's a tough position for Gojira to be in right now. So even though it looked like a clear 2-3 for a bit, I think the Greenskins have been able to pull it back in an advantageous position here. So all we're willing to do is just try and whittle down Arkan. He's a big target, so you get a lot of good fire on him. He's a big fat target. His armor isn't amazing, only 65 when it's sundered. So yeah, we're just doing ton of damage. And at that point, Gojira realizes he has to charge in. He has no choice. And he's charging in, but as he does, we're going to get him with, I don't know what these guys are. I don't know, they were too far away. That was a mistake on my part, but he charges in, and he goes a little bit too far through, tries to turn him around, but we get him caught with the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. He's poisoned, he's starting to crumble, he's losing decisively as he runs, and then this guy's going to put him to dead with a nice little stab in the butt. Or I thought he would. Maybe Wurrzag will get it. Yeah, oh shit! Wurrzag just put him down with his little axe. Yeah, put the git down. He just busted up his fucking chariot. So Arkan the Black is no more. More like Arkan the Whack. I like to think that's a joke Wurrzag would make. But Wurrzag gets shot by a laser beam from the eyes of this guy. But yeah, it's going to be too little too late at this point. It is a victory for the Greenskins, as we're just going to tear them apart. A couple of cycle charges, and we have the archers left. There's not a whole lot they can do. So we get a nice charge on these Kepler Guard. They're going to crumble. And then we're going to put the Hero Titan down with our bows. Even though he still has like 2,000 health, 3,300 health. He's got like more health than Wurrzag starts with, but yeah, he's done for. But yeah, that was funky, eh? Wurrzag just put him right down. That's why you don't fuck with Wurrzag. Wurrzag trumps Azag every time. Me magic is bigger, and it's better, and it's greener. And that was a bad accent, guys. That was a terrible orc accent. I understand if you unsubscribe now. That it would only be fair. But yeah, we're gonna put this guy down, getting around here, nice little surround, and we're gonna destroy them. So I think yeah, Greenskins with the help of Wurrzag are I don't know about top tier, but definitely closer top tier than they were before. Definitely like upper second tier, maybe even top tier. We'll have to tinker around a little bit more and figure it out. But yeah, there's a lot to love about the Greenskins right now with that new wall mechanic and the additions they made to Wurrzag. 241 kills from those purple Sons of Xerox. Really, really well done by Gojira. It's a smart strategy, right? I have to mob. He knows that, and he's gonna obviously take advantage. But I like this build I brought. I think it's decently effective. Probably more archers would be all right. Problem is, if they had like a cannon or something, you'd be able to snipe out these guys, but you can't, so you have to rush forward, and they can, that's why I like to bring these guys, because they're stocked, so they can't be shot by the great bows, but it's not easy, and I think Gojira definitely had the tools to crush me here. If he had kept these guys, okay, sort of sacrifice them, and instead send his Tomb Scorpions aggressively to path after these guys, I had nothing in my back line to fight them, so if they were able to crush them, it would have been over for us, because I would have had no answer to his units, so yeah, definitely the double Scorpion, Tomb Scorpion build is a very difficult build to deal with as Greenskins, as most factions, but especially as Greenskins. But yeah, GG to Gojira. It was a fun little game, very close at the end, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Gojira's a nice guy, everyone loves him. Again, he's the greatest 12-year-old player on the face of the planet. At Warhammer, the kids of Wunderkind, I don't know how he does it. I feel bad because I swear a lot. I talk about dicks in my videos a lot, but I guess he's pretty mature. He's not a bad guy. I guess he's 12. I mean, he'll figure it out. you know, he'll learn sooner or later what about penises and crotch skeletons and, I don't know, Assad's barrel bombs and all the other terrible things I've said. Anyways, and with that note, I'll see you around the bend.